OKFM 101.7.
Obaa Yaa mponsa frimpon. Yakọ US abrochirema mu a. Wasona manyoku nkrabata wo ho no. Won na ye branch chairperson. Metre NPP US branch chairperson. Obaa Yaa mponsa frimpon. Eno ya machi.
Yo minia me joso.
Pacha na bako die.
Me mwache. Nyamiadom ya ye.
Se America bako die.
America die boko bani bia ni yakwa mu ha.
I want na aba ho.
Me ha ne die I want ye. I want my sir but baby o ha ene suno no o matiti bi pa e de abom. Me ha de nyamiadom enyansi awonim.
Ayo. Na mami bisa kakra yeja. Edi de kan ya no bo nkomo edi na ebisa se NPP US branch mo ho ye.
So US branch de ahode wo ho ye ho ye pa. Em say ye can branches are the most effective, the most vibrant and the most impactful branch are US FIMA enye. Me members, me executives, me chapters are me wo obo nyina bia ho ye. Bia ho ye pa.
The radiase. Na empenifo se nyame ya adom January 31st. Flagbearer about you omo mamonto amote chinchina china mo pese moto. Aden ya.
Yo minia me fa kwanya we so no machia Ghana for before na machia obi bia. Na machia US for so ye mpanyimfo a ewo ha nyina me cheche obi bia. Yo am say NPP amanyuko ni de yedi mutintimai ewo abrochi memu na party no bani nyina na yakọ elections a per the your constitution no any to me anase dwumadi a party ne dia hye yensa through your constitution no ebi ni say yakoto aba ya onya ya wakwanja den yenso etumetubi na over the years no abatu ebeko bia no enam say yenni Ghana ho na we share the party no so decentralize the voting system no across the country a omunfa bi emmaye ya hanunti yenya akwanya so obi ntimi mma cause ya ha hihye no ya na ne ma different obu ha o papa so pastor ba ba e bi adwuma mkra ontimi nya time ontimi nya kwan e krom ha vacation time kwa dem wa ye bi 2 weeks obe ha finim no wajibi efie nsensem wajibi wudi aba nti bedu time a ese yekoto aba na bia wonnimre dodo out ni akase odi ba nti adwuma ma no time a ontimi ma se adwuma kra ma time so a the cost to come kra no so edum bia na a challenge ma nipa ni bi na as leaders a da ekona no ewo se oye ekuo no na so utie de omanfo eka omanhu hiahia omwom omo consensus omo na odi agina brand aka say party ne bia kwan wo ya mode external branches e fa so no emwa ya manfo enti over the years party no so ni ehwamo ye ko election bia they make available proxy voting na proxy voting no si yehwa Ghana ya mra bad time the constitution of Ghana ene your public elections laws are which in recent times the the constitutional instrument CI 127 regulation 25 and also makwan say proxy I will say also even in a national election. Then a party yes you share constitution of Ghana see. Now over the years for over 30 years year constitutional democracy no at time we be kwato abia no proxy is part of the features of the election ayekoto na fi nko de da sorry ya as the presidential elections committee said no a proxy nkitahodie bia nkoso between omone yen and as we use free ones wa the question is alternative anything would they back in place of say proxy ebi sa nkoso and once you that story ya as a proxy ni ho.
Oh really? I know ya really say what my minister kakra say said their working is something to go by say mo chairperson kra no yam frena mona amane say on your behalf omne discuss it abo amane say this year the and next year election no muntu bi amonya we kra
and because yet ya ni say the presidential elections committee every year omo press conference but the press conference the document that they publish now there was an item as proxy but nothing was written in the document na e ka the proxy ni be so to some of us ye di ko nanim wa ha ko ni hyeyansa amanfo so ta yachi ebo yachi dom ema yetutu eko ni ho niema no emu bia ni ho a omuni yedi nkomo wa akire se de yepase yedi beni yeti yehu announcement no na proxy ni ho ntie de nim say a decision they are yet to take that decision afei yebetia yesi proxy ni ho the chairman of the committee no you know press release no any press statement no yakọ back yakọ your car there was nowhere or car say proxy emma offer the document and so publish here there was nowhere proxy the car say proxy ma except there was a line item that says proxy and that was about it. And so proxy bebo say proxy mo say if it was an afterthought after some conversation akoso obienu yeti ya ni say esi proxy maso. And as concerned leaders of the external branches no yes sure say no any ho komo because proxy there idea is in the DNA of the democratic processes NPP yeye ente then that sorry ya yes proxy emaso abran kitahudie bia nya the ankoso and na ye external branches no ye part of the national executive committee of the party and also the national council of the party at that level so inkomodie bia enkoso a your representative ewo ho obeka kire say ehwo ne yakọ ne yakọ share samra no ena de enim no so say pek no en shemra they are to implement the regulations and the rules national executive committee dia mom so mo fa nkoye adwuma but omuntimi nko shemra and to say if you are changing a constitutional or you are changing a ruler so emma a certain class of people and also call a committee batan which is the national executive committee or the national council nam koji to me and say am wetima yesade no into on that score no if you say the branch presidential elections committee no they have gone over their mandate to say there's no proxy a brand national executive committee level no sanko modie bia sanko so ya mo mutumi se omfa mbeka sa asem no enti yagituma enyiye before the years you the petition brew wom your petition no we gave them alternatives some mutumi kra nye proxy this and these are alternatives am betima consider because all you be free ho dia then you should have a replacement of the we free ho na mutumi nyi free ho abra wo my alternative. Then once a year free, then now you throw all these delegates are constitutionally they have mandate to vote and run per CI 127. So on to me mampa or to me say obet me akase me trusty minya kwame na jinamine na tuma bamami. It is the person's right and you cannot take the constitutional right of people from them abra in comedian course. ya gya to say yes samra no yes sano no so de ye be hye na na mu ni nti e feel say oma ko too far without hearing us, without even looking at the alternative and one say no proxy and we feel say that is a serious constitutional breach of your rights as external branches are part and parcel of the new patriotic party. We are constitutionally mandated say yeah.
All right.
And until a yen support that position if free the presidential elections committee so we escalating to the next level.
Bisa kakra say one omo take this decision and kuma ye nu dia no pay what matter say mama mane beyond that dia ye nyina so nti a afi dia na say next year dia nko an dia omse ma muntu bi no and also are you privy to reasons nti a wo take this decision no
yo minia me da say ye nimu kra enu ka be ma abotoyem kra ba. Nothing has been communicated to us as to the reason, the opportunity. Omsi prosino yento. My any reason. I attach why bet me aka say reason the attach unti osi agitu ye di adwuma.
Na mo amutietie mu no mo amuntumi envisage bibi say bia bibi say me sure say nkomo ekoso na bia mo brebe maso asenso amate bibi
yo minia say proxy voting ayaye in the past. It is the most restrictive or I say stringent process ye different. Say me enam ye uhwe CI na regulation 25 na de eka o say senipa no ebia oyare na ontimi ento aba obetima ye proxy sada ebeto aba no na ohun ho se ontimi enwo asuye na ebeto aba no ewo ho na ane so otimi ye proxy Ghana mra ba time na ahihye saade ato ho enti se mimi hu ni se mentimi ma Ghana for one reason or the other ntimi nto aba ni bia and a party ni so nya hihye say untimi ma because so hwe ye electoral ayina 276 constituencies no party ni rolling out the process no in all those constituencies external branches are 20 branches across the world. It do sa level no dia ye decentralizing ka say okay US ma mo US nyina mo nyina mo nko bia Washington DC or New York or this place na mo nko to maba wo ye decentralizing in Ghana by external branches are ye decentralizing my ye see ye nyina ya mbra Accra Ghana. Now the numbers that we have no biaka so ba now ye estimate we are looking at about 3.6 million to move everybody to Ghana to vote. And this omo Ghana no nka say obi amran kran no meto na ba wo ha then I buy external branch there so obi amran Accra no meto. If you can decentralize in Ghana, you should be able to decentralize here. This one nya wadwe so be na na proxy wo ho no more muntimi ma no ombetimi de omo vote asoma ana ombetimi de obi ama obi wo Ghana so ontomo ma other than also take that away from them. Me feel say it is highly unfair. Na democracy no, we should not be seen to be talking democracy and not practicing it. So you see democracy in the na enkovo bia e was say e cover. Yeah, process ube fele o 4 ube fele form party ni ye 4 no wa fele no wa training pa kra pa say o tu wa ba ma the right to vote in the area wodia una ube decide say me pa say me de ma esumasi ana obrentin enti me de money pa na masa notary public or commissioner of oath whichever your friend or hand your friend notary public what ko amwa ko endorse so what the copy of or idea saka party ni dia or compile it from the main register no see vote proxy voter register so nie enti se me Obaa Yaa na me di me proxy am obi a me di wo ho se ma delegate kwame so on to mame enti wo hwe proxy list ni ma wo be hu Obaa Yaa no hu se proxy na nipa o ye proxy ama no e kwame na wo so di hye ho. And all aspirants are given copies to scrutinize the register. So it cannot be said it's a medium or be me me vote and I'm saying person me dey Kwame not to man because for some reason or the other mean to me magana hombeto. And you're so stringent to say it cannot be a machinery for somebody to rig any election. Because mind you, Ghana national election crowd, there is a proxy process. And we are talking of millions. As against, yes, external branch, probably few in Ghana crowd, within 1% of the entire number of delegates. Now, I think that they have been unfair to us. And it shouldn't be made to stand. And in the position, no.
All right.
Yeah, they say the Presidential Elections Committee, they have gone over their mandate by not taking that issue to the National Executive Committee for discussion and then for acceptance. Said your more reasons are more for it. No, now Oma unilaterally, Oma take his decision. No, Oma be announcement without recourse to because be affecting and kesi.
All right. Petition
so e dey ma omo nyina no omo anfa mu bia and omo consider mu bia anfa ne aduma say ye yi we afiri ho no we ne dey ba be hye nanan.
Matro ho petition di bia ma kanema mpeni na na dan kwakufu ado kanema mpeni jonajekum kufu any council of elders any panu ma wa mo pray frankatuni dibre no as of now I can say mamati response free obi ho.
Yeah, petition. The first proposal the by the Presidential Elections Committee. No? So proposal as alternative. And an announcement, no. Announcement they anti and few man, but ye train near titi say visa koso. So now we escalate to the next level. Who has the mandate to mandate the PEC for consideration? Until we are yet to hear when the National Executive Committee will sit on our petition. But the petition has been sent. We've copied all those we need to copy. Time National Executive Committee
okay.
Now you can make a case.
Monte neck and kind of my say other interested parties in so a copy or more, especially the 5 aspirants no matter will be response after copying them.
Yeah, until response from Obaa no.
Now as me by political commentators actually imagine homa ebi actually ensunsanso a indeed sempenifo eye chinchina so omo mamonto a ebetumi aba ewo NPP amanyokom going forward especially 2028 eno ya yemisa se chinchina sempenifo ka se omo mamonto do omaka no omaka. What are the consequences?
Then the party is telling us external branches in Ayengunu. Yasu nimfa so. One. And of course, because at the mra or minor bad kind and so we can exercise our right to want to test the law and see where the law the position of the law on it. And also your option. But definitely it will demoralize the external branches, and we are pretty much just a good crank. And so they will be. It will be far.
In a way, it may affect my hokeka and your contribution, your commitment, and dedication to the day-to-day affairs of the NPP.
Because then what are you fighting for? What are you living for? Say, do time, I was here, you make a decision, it may impact the entire party. Yes, yeah, no. When to me and spend it over $3,000 or so, I'm a do gun and tea. On that basis, no, decision, the decision doesn't matter. Name of a basse young conco bois, young adaptive constituencies, young resource woman, young call a idea, and a dear. You see, can't mean yes, idea. So, okay, Fred be no contribution, no chop, and I just and it is if they want us to be full participant of the process, Nadia, then a bad decision making at that higher level now. Only a few men, and the barrier no should not. Just money should not be a barrier for why somebody couldn't come. The Juma Oye or Bebagana should not be a barrier why he still cannot exercise the franchise. It has been in the DNA of NPP all these years. To wake up one night, one morning, and one says, without any alternative, without any justification, I think it is highly unfair. And for me, it's becoming like we are taking a cowardly position. NPP in Sudan is progressive. It's a progressive party that we bring ideas, we innovate all the time. And when it comes to innovation in political decision making, idea, here forefront, front and center of those decisions. Now, a point to be a doma idea. Just recently, I expanded and delegates numbers. And he expanded. Yes, more assessor. Then what was the import of the expansion? It was a waste. You wasting your time. You buy Ghana. You buy. And we cannot allow the party to reduce the external branches to that. They need to do the right thing, and they know what the right thing is. Because bida, over and over and over and over, without any issue. Obi Obeka say issue be by proxy mono. Now the panel is trying to be mischievous or build the case to. It is the most smoothest process because of how stringent it is. Proxy, the person who is the proxy for somebody, the person has to be a delegate himself or herself, and son what a proxy amaobi. A dear commissioner of Otunina Bermudia, it should tell you the level because it's a legal process. And just Obaa Yaa now and now one person and me could on to as many times as he wants. Yeah, she so they should give us alternative. We have proposed one, electronic voting, which in advanced countries it is used. NPP USA, we do electronic voting, and for a good reason. From 2009 to date, that is what we have been using. And the reason being, we are too spread out all over the US. Sometimes we feel one end of the state to another end. We play almost 6 hours before you get to another place within the one country. And in your conferences, members liberty me, I can say Obaa. Into one conference, does that mean any parents or to Abadibiana? We should create an avenue where the person can still participate in the process. Abra necessarily more $800 or more just to be at the conference. Finances intimidate one. Eduma 70 one. The family one mano intimate that particular conference.
All right.
We create that avenue for everybody. And that is called participation. That is democracy.
All right. Obaa Yaa
nti omuntimi nyama ye wogana kwa omuntimi maye ye nye proxy na I will say your creative centers within the US man for economic control. They should be able to do it.
All right.
If they are not ready to do that, like we said, no, electronic voting system is an option. And so on use.
Fantastic.
Outright no proxy there. I think it should not be countenanced in NPP.
Back here in Ghana, any people do maso to from na dia o mate kakra ne say proxy voting ya ye kan wan say me come ya say ase one aspirant be benefiting and a mu pushing for proxy voting because say aspirant no betumi nya e dia break through 5 aspirants ni na aba overseas branches ni na mu enuma baba be campaign anya bia no obi a galvanize supporters than another I will be between the Acadia working.
Yeah, made a meaning to say it. The only time let me go back to 2010, for example. There was a lot of conversation around we stood against it. It's a matter of principle. We don't care who it benefits. I had to say abrochini now import duties as a much then. Obiani who tia abrochira import duties cost for Ghana says yeah obe side government obe side rather abrochira for. Same thing with proxy. Because you did domain, you started a process. One of the cardinal questions are member be you sending the form baby can say are they expecting all of us here Ghana and Yabetua banana to your leader the majority of your members no edwini ana omadwini yo mo fa ade no and na ugina emma whether it will benefit person A or person B it is immaterial. We don't care. What we care said they have the right of the diaspora and as an external branch executive delegates, and then you Gina Emma. And besides, the percentage, in all, the percentage of numbers we are looking at now. I so insignificant, say anybody will become an impediment in our way. You can the democratic right. Sagana Mraba Taikra electoral commission so on ya. Na NPP kakreya ni votes kakreya.
Anyway,
less than 300,000 votes. External branch dear woman kakrebi.
Yeah.
People expect us to spend estimated 3.6 million to move less than 1,200 people. Just cast one vote. When we can leverage technology, we can leverage the proxy system to be able to do that. See, then we are not forward thinking. We are not progressive enough.
In your petition,
and I believe, say, this is the time party, no, also omu say, we have to innovate. See, you innovate.
In your petition,
the same thing over and over. Say, and say, is there
a timeline in your petition?
No, there's no timeline in the petition.
Okay.
But once the petitions have been received, the National Executive Committee will call an emergency meeting to consider the petition.
Obaa Yaa does not pay.
You mean me does to be brave for your time.
All right. Your name Obaa Yaa Mponsa Frimpong or your NPP US branch chairperson. Jemtina Nidima was no man you call NPP in Krabata America, Mamu USA. And your nene come on, bringing the time to 54 minutes into 7. I did be alive on OK 101.7 FM. Senior said in Penise Sebi Ujun Sogu Fakwa Ena Epu Uruno. Na let's drop
okayfm 101.7.